Hello, Pixie. I'm good. How are you? How are you doing? Look at that gorgeous lady right there. Go give her a follow if you're in chat, or if you're watching this on a VOD on YouTube, go check her out. She is amazing. Hello, Macabre. How are you? I am fabulous. I'm fabulous. I can't complain. I'm trying to figure out my webcam, if I like it or not. You know, tweaking things, doing things. But happy friggin' Sunday. Happy Sunday, Deadwalk. Good day, good day. You're doing okay? Nice. That's awesome. I heard about Roy's pupper. So sorry. It's so sad. I am tired. I want to be home writing instead of working. Yeah, that sucks. Hopefully the workday goes by super quick for you, Macabre, and you can get home and start writing. How are you doing, Deadwalk? I love the black and white and purple. Thank you. I'm liking it too. I don't know if it's too bright or what. I'm not sure yet, but I'm liking it. I am liking it. I like that feel. I've always liked that color, black and white, or that like off-white kind of look to things. Maybe because I grew up watching black and white television. I don't know. I am pretty fabulous, Deadwalk. How was work today? You work you work on Sundays, right? Hopefully it was a good day at work. Don, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is a Monday cup, though. This is my cup that I usually use for Mondays. And it says, I don't have enough coffee or middle fingers for today. But it's the cup that I grabbed this morning to make me some coffee. But I'm doing good. The weather is beautiful here. I'm going to tell you right now, 15 degrees, I think, is going to be the high today. Yesterday, we had a high of like, I don't know, 14, 15. I had the windows open. I had the door open. I was in short sleeves, no jacket. Told me to shove, not anymore. Told Sunday last year. So you no longer work on Sundays anymore. That's fucking awesome. That's awesome. DEG 15. So 59 degrees. At 59 degrees, I had my windows and doors open in a short sleeve shirt. I had my door and windows open all night. We turned the heat off here. Fuck you, NMAX. You ain't getting any more of my money. It'll be 32 Celsius. Nice, Macabre. Well, we're enjoying the warm weather because we can and will get snow. This is just a fucking tease. This is the equivalent of burlesque for Mother Nature. She's burlesquing right now. She doesn't give us the full Monty until later on. You're doing well. I'm watching Hellraiser Judgment, and later tonight, Ouija 4. Right on, Don. Enjoy those. It's so Deadwalk can watch CCOH. Yeah. Deadwalk tries to never miss a friggin' CCOH or a stream. Hello, Naomi. Hi, Carlos. I am fabulous. How are you? I try not to miss a CCOH either because I fucking love this episode. Like, I love doing CCOH. Thank you for subscribing to the channel there, Dib. Thank you. We are live on YouTube as well. We're live on X. We're live on Soup. We put that shit on everything. We do. But yes, this is my favorite show, and I'm kind of getting a little upset because it's like 2 months away before the season ends, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. You know? Like, this is my favorite show. I like doing it on Sundays because the majority of people can check it out, right? During the week, everyone works, especially the time I stream. I mean, I stream at 11 a.m., and so that's like, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, East Coast time, and right smack in the middle of the day for everybody, for the most part, everyone in North America who works a normal 9-to-5 job, like Pixie. So I don't want to have to move this to during the week because people would miss it. And then, of course, if I do it in the evenings, then my UK family members get fucked out of it, right? So, Darkbreaker, how are you? Sundays is always a good day, but Sundays is in the summertime. It's so hard to keep this up because I'm barely here. You're doing good. I'm glad to hear that. Rhode Island is going to be in the 50s. Nice. We're going to be in the 50s today, too. I'm going to have my windows and doors open again to get that fresh air in. Hello, Kirby. Hi, how are you? Today's coffee chat of horrors is going to be a little different, guys. A little different. We're going to have a couple of disclaimers and warnings because of the content that we're going to be discussing today. It's also going to be a lot shorter. There's really no real full-on deep dive besides the actual criminal events that have taken place. So we're going to be discussing the real-life events and the movie events as well. Next weekend, that would be Disney Horror right after Ouija 4. It's Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Nice, Don. I loved Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I know a lot of people shat on that movie, but I love it. Normal 9 to 5 equal 5:30 to 4:30. Yeah, that's insane. Pixie, that's insane. But yes, but you are an Earth Angel, woman. Hundar, good day. How are you? How was your weekend and how was work? I started playing Destiny 2 again yesterday. I sat there. I streamed in the Discord. I was in the Discord with Mischief Maker and Darkbreaker stopped by. I was kind of losing my shit. Okay, so I don't play anything on easy because I'm an ass like that. I don't play anything on easy when I'm not streaming. Everything is on legendary when I'm streaming, when I'm not streaming, right? So I'm trying to beat Callus in the Lightfall campaign storyline because I can't bring myself right now to afford the Final Shape DLC, the next expansion, because I was looking at it. I thought maybe it's been a while, so it might be cheaper. It's not fucking cheaper. It's insanely, disgustingly overpriced. Work's been good. That's good, Honda. I'm glad it's been good. Was lovely to hang out for a bit in Discord. Yeah, it sure was. You don't normally get to see that ragey side of me because when I live stream, I try not to showcase that ragey that I want to punch something, throw my fucking controller across the room. So yesterday, Mischief Maker, which she's seen before, Mischief Maker has seen that before, but Darkbreaker got to witness Raging Raw yesterday with the way they price some DLCs. Holy shit, they should give, right, Macabre? Okay, so I really wanted the Final Shape, which is the expansion for Destiny 2, but I waited because it was new last year, right? So you figured it's gonna go down in price, right? It's April 2025. That bitch should have gone down. It's $131 Canadian for the DLC and the Battle Pass. And if you don't want the Battle Pass, it's like $80 fucking Canadian just for the extension. That's like the expansion. It's been out for a while now, Bungie. Yeah, we've seen the tip of Raging Raw iceberg in that Fortnite clip. Oh yeah, that's a tip of the iceberg. That's frustration. Nice evil, guys. Nice evil. Let me, but can Pixie, 2%. Oh my Lord. I know. Wow. 2%. I'm 529 today. That's crap. Lower the price, right? Bungie raping my wallet. That doesn't include, no, that does not, Hundar. That is just for the Final Shape. Like $80 for the expansion, $131 if you want the expansion and Battle Pass, which I can give a fuck about the Battle Pass, whatever. The Battle Pass alone is like $40 or $50 by itself, so it does make sense to buy it in a bundle. However, $131 Canadian. RAPE my wallet. I can't justify that purchase right now. I just can't. That's just disgusting. But it is crap. Oh, Evil is still not working over on YouTube. Son of a bitch. I'm gonna have to figure that out, why it's not working over there. It used to work all the time. Yeah, that's a little bit better, Pixie. You may have to kick some children and take their candy, you know, that kind of thing. You know. Oh, what is everyone's plans today? After CCOH, what are you guys doing? Anything fun? Heavy and I are going to take Loki out again. After CCOH, we're going to have some Smokies for lunch, and then we're going to go take Loki back down to Heritage Ranch. I did post some video on my Instagram if you did want to see. I gotta upload them to YouTube. But we did take some video of Heritage Ranch. It's a huge area. It's in driving distance for us, so we can drive to it at any time, which is nice. Now kick some of the people who abandon animals. Yeah, that too, but children as well, Darkbreaker. That gives you more. Would failing to tell Ember that her tail's in pool, oh, that might up your evil. That might. I wouldn't tell her that her tail is in the pool. Movie night about 30 minutes after CCOH. Right on. After I go home, I'm starting a short story. I hope to finish it before bed. Good luck with that, Macabre. Good luck with that. Later, going to a hockey game. Nice. An NHL hockey game or like a junior hockey game? What kind of hockey game? Who are you going to see, Naomi? Are you trying to see your pee-pee in here, Hundar? Pixie needs to sacrifice humans to Emotep. Yeah? What movies are you showcasing today, Darkbreaker? For those of you that are in the Discord and want to watch a movie with Darkbreaker, Darkbreaker every Sunday sits in the Discord and turns on movies, all different kinds of movies. Sometimes they're in memoriam to a celebrity that passed. Other times it's other horror movies, other different types of films. He does this about 30 minutes after CCOH. That's about 1 p.m. Mountain Time, about 3 p.m. Eastern. You do have to have the movie roll if you do want to watch movies with Darkbreaker or the rest of the Horde or even myself. We do them on Saturday nights. But yes, they're in there. Stay tapping. How are you, darling? How's your weekend going? Oh, Bruins, Boston Bruins. And do you know the Bruins, Naomi? The Bruins is my team. When I was heavily into hockey, that was many moons ago when hockey players were allowed to be enforcers, you know, Ty Domi back in the day. The Bruins were my team. Could have sworn you had a PP command. We do for pimp points, right? Is it CP or something like that in 7 Days to Die? I'm totally down to sacrifice people to Emotep. 100%. I will help you. 8 p.m. GMT time with Darkbreaker today. Oh, I got the hiccups. Naomi says, hello, Pixie. The chat here that you see is both platforms, by the way. Both platforms. Speaking of 7 Days to Die, is the new update out yet? I think it is. I do have a 7 Days to Die channel in the Discord that actually follows the news and update channel in the 7 Days to Die Discord, into their channel, into their Discord. So you can always check out if anything is, oh, that's a different PP. Pixie says, hi, Naomi. Weekend's going good. Just finishing up this broad diamond chain that I'm redoing. I looked at your necklace. It was beautiful. I didn't respond right away because I looked at it right after stream and I said to myself, I got a response to stay tapping. And I didn't respond to you. So I'm going to respond to you after stream. V2.0 not yet available. Okay. Like I said, with this CCOH is going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be as in depth, like behind the scenes, because this movie is based on true events. Hello, Ash. Good day. Good day. Good morning. And if you do want to watch this movie, I'm going to warn you right now. If you've never seen The Girl Next Door by Greg Wilson, be prepared. Be prepared, because it is a movie that will stick with you, knowing that it is based on true events. And I'm not talking about, like, you know, a home invasion true events. I'm talking about torture, child abuse, disgusting stuff that even Jack Ketchum couldn't even write in his book. There are things that they pulled from this movie that's not even in this movie, that is in the report, which we won't also go into because it's very graphic, and I don't like discussing that topics. But this movie is on Tubi if you want to watch it, on Amazon Prime. Forewarning, I will tell you, it is a very disturbing movie. No, not on the same level as a Serbian film or Headless or Necromantic. It is on a truly other disturbing level. Yeah, truly another fucking level of disturbing. This is what humans can do to another human being. Like, disgusting. Tubi sponsor a Scream Queen, right? Right? I think YouTube and Twitch was give you das Boot if you went into too much detail. Probably Macabre. Anyone is able to look this up on the internet. I am only touching small bits and pieces. We're also, since we're talking about a true event, we're also going to do a moment of silence for the victim as well, before we dive in to everything. I only think it's fair to honor that, since we're going to be discussing her actual horrifying situation. A lot of companies should. They get enough free press from Raw, right? Right? I just love their stuff. That's why I can tell you guys about it. I'm not a salesman. I can't sell you guys on shit that I can't put my own name behind. You know what I mean? If I don't use it, I can't sell it. I've got a lot of brands that come to me and say, hey, we've seen your YouTube videos. We really like what you're putting down. Can you talk about this? And we'll send you a commission. Sorry, no, I need to see and feel and touch and use your product before I can even think about doing a review on it. I'm not going to do a review because a lot of people, a lot of influencers, YouTubers, TikTokers, Twitchers, a lot of people sell you bullshit. A lot. I have been duped into buying bullshit and realizing that this person has never fucking used the product or the item that they were trying to sell. That's because you have principles, Ra. Yeah, I just don't like to steal people's money, you know what I mean? I'm very honest. When I tell you guys this is fucking good, it's fucking good. If I tell you no, don't buy it, it's a waste of goddamn time, then don't buy it. It's a waste of goddamn time. Because they are cracking down on true crime channels. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. They crack down on everything, horror, true crime, etc., etc. It's sad, but it's what they do, unfortunately, right? Even though my content isn't geared towards children, and that's in the settings, like my content is not geared towards children. Even my gaming content is not geared towards children because of this mouth. And the kind of content we play. I don't want to censor myself for some children. It sounds like an asshole move, but if I wanted to censor myself, I'd play games like Fortnite and Marvel Rivals and all that happy horse shit. But yes, I can't sell you something that I haven't used myself. But you'd be surprised in how many emails I get from different types of brands, Amazon sellers, that contact me that say, hey, I've seen your YouTube videos. I love your engagement. If you can, their biggest thing is they won't send you anything. You have to buy it. And they'll give you an affiliate code. So they'll be like, well, you can do a 30-second ad for us and we'll give you an affiliate code and you'll make a commission off of that affiliate code. And then I respond to them and I'm just like, how can I give a true review if I'm never used your product, if I've never tasted your product, if I've never smelt it, felt it, whatever your product? How can I sell that? Why am I going to try to sell something I've never touched or used, right? Hello, Creepeats. How are you? I pay for the shipping. Also, hi. Yeah, they'll pay for the shipping. Anytime I do an unboxing and a review, I tell you guys whether or not I bought it or it was given to me. I'm very genuine in that matter because I just can't bring myself to sell you guys something that is a waste of money. I have been literally duped numerous times, especially with makeup, because I like to watch cosplayers and makeup influencers because they have some really cool tips and ideas for makeup and yada yada. And I have been duped so many fucking times. Like I don't even bother anymore. I'll watch. I never buy their product. Never buy the product. The only products that I do buy for cosplay would be Miran, because that has been great. And yeah, transparency, Deadwalk, transparency. So that's why you don't see me selling you all sorts of shit that everyone else is selling all over the place, right? That's the reason why. The only reason why. Yeah. I don't sponsor with or partner with brands that I can't stand behind. Because I know you guys, we're a great community. We're a tight-knit community. I don't have to be 100 people deep in views. I could be 30 people deep in views, 10 people deep in views, and you guys will still support regardless. So, and that's why I'm very transparent with your money. I would feel like a shitty salesman, No one likes a salesman. Nobody, no. You know what I mean? Used car dealership salesmen, they're always trying to fuck you. It's one way or another, even though they make it look like they're here to give you something good. Not big on salespeople. But I think we are going to start our show. Make sure everything is good to fucking go. I couldn't support someone if they were constantly trying to sell me something. 100% me neither. I saw something earlier today and I immediately thought of you, Ra. Oh, what is it, Darkbreaker? But yes, we are going to do some CCOH. We're going to do my opening spiel, as we usually do, my normal disclaimer. But then I have a special disclaimer that we will be talking about as well because of the movie that we're deep diving today. What am I doing today? So, Carlos, today I'm going to be talking about The Girl Next Door by Gregory Wilson. And then I'm going to be having some lunch and then taking Mr. Loki out for a huge, ginormous 2-hour walk. Toxic Waste Tub. Ugh. Ugh. But what are you doing today, Carlos? Never heard of it. Okay, so before we talk about this movie, there will be spoilers. This movie is based on true events. This is a true crime. This is a real story that happened. The movie is called The Girl Next Door. It was released in 2007. I don't recommend watching it to just anybody because this is a horrific film. Like I said earlier, it's very disturbing and not on the same level as like a Serbian film or Headless or Necromantic. This is very real and traumatizing for some people because it deals with child abuse, torture, and SA. It's a very brutal. It's not, I mean, not graphic as in blood, guts, and gore, but it is graphic with its torture. Yeah. So I would say watch at your own risk. Okay? Heavy stuff, very heavy stuff, creepeats, but I feel that this movie needs some attention, and as silence can cost. That's going to be one of my little things in this here is going to be silence can cost. And you're not going to believe what happened to this young girl with so many people around her, hearing and seeing the abuse, and no one did nothing. Yeah. Hello, Deepak. How are you? Awesome, awesome. We're gonna roll into it then. We're just gonna get into it. Hi, Speedy darling. How are ya?
Who likes scary movies and coffee?
The following show is based on research on horror movies and what goes on behind the scenes of your favorite scary movies. HORDE Entertainment or ReAnimateHer is not responsible for the macabre and horror that you are about to witness. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good morning, my daywalkers. I am ReAnimateHer, your queen of horror, and this is Coffee Chat of Horrors, the only live horror talk show that takes its coffee like it's magic, and that is black. Today's screams come from the warped mind of Daniel Ferran, Philip Nutman, and Jack Ketchum in The Girl Next Door. So buckle up, my ghouls, as we traverse the realms that nightmares are made of. Here is my disclaimer, okay? The following discussion contains graphic themes involving child abuse, torture, and real-life violence based on true events. While this film is a work of fiction, it is inspired by the tragic and horrifying case of Sylvia Likens, a real 16-year-old girl who suffered unimaginable abuse. This episode of Coffee Chat of Horrors is intended for a mature audience only. Some viewers may find the subject matter disturbing, triggering, or emotionally upsetting. Please take care of yourself. If you feel uncomfortable at any point, it's okay to step away. Mental health always comes first. We share this story to honor the victim, raise awareness, and never forget what silence can cost. The Girl Next Door was released in 2007, and as I said earlier, written by Daniel Ferran, Philip Nutman, and Jack Ketchum, directed by Gregory Wilson. If you are looking for this movie, there is another movie called The Girl Next Door with a blonde chick. It's a comedy. It was released around the same time. That is not the movie that I'm talking about today. This movie can be found on Amazon Prime and on Tubi if you are curious about it. Like I said, I forewarn you, the movie is truly disturbing. Truly disturbing. So the plot. Set in a quiet, sun-drenched suburbia of 1958, two recently orphaned sisters are placed in the care of their Aunt Ruth. But Ruth is far from nurturing. Her twisted sense of discipline takes a dark turn, leading to horrifying acts of abuse and torture. We're going to go watch the trailer for this movie, and then we'll dive right back in. Hopefully you can hear it. If you're watching on YouTube, you probably will not be able to hear the trailer. You can thank YouTube for that. This movie starts off so friggin' innocently. Like, I was talking to Deadwalk, sorry about that. That was all the bots and shit. This story starts off so innocently. Very innocently it starts off. You think it's like a Stand By Me kind of feel film, because we were watching this last night in the Discord, and it is not. Like, this movie turns dark real fast. Speedy Misha, thank you very, very much for your 5-stream streak. I appreciate it. So yeah, it starts off like, oh, this isn't so bad. Yeah, the movie itself doesn't seem so bad. Like, the beginning of it is so innocent. You kind of like, oh, this is gonna be like a Stand By Me type of deal film. No, not at all. Not at all. I do have to say thank you to Reaper1923 for the infographics that you see here, the pictures that you see. He created them for me for Coffee Chat of Horrors. We do have an ad that is going to start in about 46 seconds. So I'm just going to do the first. No, we're just going to wait. We're just going to wait. But yeah, the movie itself is as a whole, it's good. It's a good movie. The acting is good. You really get angry in this movie. This movie hits a lot of feelings. For me, it made me teary-eyed. It made me angry. It made me frustrated. It literally hit a lot of emotions for me watching this movie for the very first time. I watched this movie for the very first time several years ago, and one time is enough. However, we were doing ACCOH, so I had to put myself through another watching of The Girl Next Door. I've watched it 3 times now, and yeah, it's a film that I could have done with just a one-time watch. And if that's coming from me, you know that's pretty horrific. Definitely not for the faint of heart. Not seen it myself, but I can get the vibes just from the trailer. Yeah. Hi, Wickedy. How are you? I feel they're going to put Rumpelstiltskin in Tubi. Nice, nice. It's a possibility. A lot of indie films go to Tubi. Yeah. How you doing, Wickedy? How's your weekend treating you? But yes, if you hear me say that it's a one-time watch film for me, then you know there's something definitely wrong with it. Because I love disturbing shit, like full-on disturbing shit, but there's just, it's different. Are you going to watch it, Darkbreaker, or you're good? You're good. mm. Mm. I am drinking a flavored coffee today. It is tiramisu. It's delicious. I don't drink flavored coffee much, but I got it for Christmas, so probably not. Yeah, you probably won't have to after today's CCOH anyways, because we're going to be deep diving it, like talking about the true crime events and then discussing the movie itself. Just waiting for my book to drop later this month. Oh, that is awesome, Wickedy. Where is it dropping? Are you be able to check it out on Amazon? Is it a Kindle? Maeve, good morning, good morning. We do have an ad over on Twitch right now. It is going to be ending in about 52 seconds. Tubi is awesome. I would agree. It's free. They have tons of movies, not just horror movies, but comedies, documentaries, true crime. They even have live TV on there now. Amazon, nice, Wickedy. You'll have to let me know when it drops. You have to let me know when it drops. I'll have Flavor Energy, Fruit Punch, Venom, and Rockstar. Feel better than Monster Energy. Oh, okay, Don. I wouldn't say it's a must-see movie, especially if it's extreme child abuse upsets you. Yes, it's not a must-see movie. Not at all. And, I mean, Jack Ketchum is one of my favorite authors. I love his material. I'm currently on audiobook. Let me tell you what book that is. I can never remember the name of it. I'm really bad at remembering names. But the book that I'm currently on by Jack Ketchum is about cannibals. Children cannibals. It's good so far. It's really good. And it's called no, what am I listening to? Off Season. Yeah. Jack Ketchum's Off Season. That's the one that I have right now. Oh, back on the road. Welcome back from that ad, guys. Welcome back. I'll let you know I just watched The Slayer on Tubi. Nice, Wickedy. Hello, Basement. How are you? Yeah, he's the same guy who did The Woman and Evil and so forth and so on. His books have been turned into several different movies. Yeah, 100% Darkbreaker. I really like his writing. But welcome back, guys. If you're just joining us for a coffee chat of horrors, I am ReAnimateHer, and this is our deep dive and discussion into the film The Girl Next Door by Jack Ketchum's book, as well as real life events, and directed by Gregory Wilson. I love Tubi. I stay watching horror movies on there. Yeah, 100% stay tapping. I watch everything on there. Documentaries, you name it. Okay, so The Girl Next Door is inspired by the heartbreaking case of a 16-year-old Sylvia Likens. Before we continue, let's take a moment of silence for Sylvia, who lost her life in a cruel and unimaginable way. All right, I'm going to give you a little bit of background on the actual events. Then I will go into the movie so you can see the differences between the movie and the book and the real life events. Now, I said earlier, Jack Ketchum was unable to write everything in his book because it was so horrific. So what you get in the book is kind of censored, even in the movie is kind of censored compared to what actually happened. Jack Ketchum's novel, on which the film is based, was told through the eyes of a neighbor. Ketchum couldn't bring himself to include every horror from the real story, so some things are just too monstrous. Nice evil, Basement Cat. Nice evil. I didn't know William Friedkin. Oh, yeah, Wickedy. Pretty sad, eh? So in this movie, we have some trivia from the backyard scene. So in the backyard tent scene, The boys are glancing at a Playboy magazine and reference a 1950s pinup Carol Baker. Here's a fun fact for you. Carol's real-life daughter is Blanche Baker. She plays Ruth Chandler in this movie. Yeah, she's Ruth. She's the one that you hate so much that you want her to die violently. The movie probably never would have been released if all the mortifying details went in it. No, it wouldn't have. It would have been banned everywhere, 100%. And if they would have went more graphic with it, right? Nice evil basement. The adult version of David, played by William Atherton, doesn't speak a single line. All his words come through narration, haunting like a ghost recalling a memory. And author Jack Ketchum even makes a cameo as the carnival ticket taker. So if you've seen this movie, then you've seen Jack Ketchum in the movie. He is the guy that is doing the tickets for there is some kind of event that was happening, 4th of July event in the small town. And they had a fun little carnival-esque thing going on. And there were little tickets. His memories were haunting for sure. Oh, yeah, definitely. And the way he portrayed the story, like narrating it and listening to it, it was very haunting. That was one thing that I noticed right off the bat. It was that the way he narrated, it kind of gave me a feel to it going through all of that. All right, so in 1965, this is when this actually took place, was in 1965. In the movie is 1958, so just hear you right there, okay? So in 1965, Sylvia was beaten, she was starved, and tormented by her caregiver and former neighborhood friends. Her sister survived, but Sylvia did not. Her case was brought to trial, shocking the nation and shining a light on child abuse and the dangers of bystander silence. What does that mean, bystander silence? It means people who have seen, heard, or witnessed anything horrific stayed silent because it was none of their business. And that needs to stop right there. You hear someone screaming for help, you fucking help them. You know, investigate. If you don't want to help them themselves, call 911. This girl's life could have been saved. Seriously, it could have been saved. So Sylvia was held captive and tortured for 3 excruciating months. Her parents, facing financial hardship, sent Sylvia and her sister to live with Gertrude Baniszewski, a woman they believed would care for them. At first, life was normal, but as money from Sylvia's father dwindled, everything changed. The abuse started, and it didn't stop. So in the movie, we hear that Sylvia and her sister are orphans. Their parents died in a horrific car accident. Okay, that's the fake part. The real part is their parents were financially distraught. They couldn't afford to live, so they sent their daughters off to somebody who can give them a decent life while they went away and found work and sent money back. However, the financial hardship that the family was going through was so much that the payments to Gertrude, which is the real woman, dwindled. And Gertrude took her anger and frustration on the lack of money out on the girls, primarily Sylvia. I think you can be charged with a crime if you do that now. Possibly, Speedy. Like I said last night, there needs to be a line when it comes to minding your own business. I agree with you 100%. So there you can see that the differences between the real life and the actual movie was Gertrude Baniszewski is the real name of Ruth. So we kind of have that. Even Sylvia's own sister eventually turned against her because of the torture and the torment and the abuse that they both seen. Sylvia's seen more of it than the sister. However, you know, no one, and I mean no one in the neighborhood helped. This was the 1965 mentality of minding your own business. It created the perfect storm for this horror to go unnoticed. And let this be a reminder. If someone is crying for help, fucking help them. Help them. Call 911. Do something. If they're screaming for help. If you hear someone screaming every night for help, do something about it, because that's exactly what happened here. The neighborhood heard Sylvia scream for help. She even actually escaped. However, the escape, she did not go too far because she was worried about her sister. And after that, that's when the torture, abuse, and SA happened a lot more, almost on an everyday basis. Neighbors were interviewed and heard and said that they heard crying and screams coming from the house. And on that one night, at 3 o'clock in the morning, the screams stopped. And that was the day Sylvia passed away. So the amount of anger that you can have towards people of minding their own business. She was 16. It's disgusting. I don't wanna. I gotta go grab my next client. Have fun, basement. Have fun. This is definitely a one-time watch film if you're gonna go into it. It is deeply disturbing, but a very powerfully made movie. The acting was phenomenal, and Blanche Baker's portrayal of Gertrude, I hated her from the start to finish, which means she did an excellent job. She really did do an excellent job on portraying such a piece of shit human. I will say that the acting in this movie is very, very well done. Ruth, played by Blanche, she portrayed this evil piece of shit woman on some level, man. It got to the point when I'm watching this movie I was hating her. I mean, hating her whole face, like just hating her. She really did an amazing job to rip that emotion out of you. People that do this need the eye for an eye treatment, I think. Yeah, her and her kids were sentenced to prison, because the kids also were involved in it, her sons, right? She was a bitter lady, Gertrude. Gertrude was bitter to the core. Hello, Mar. How are you? How are you doing? This movie, Victor, is streaming on Tubi and Amazon Prime. You can probably find it on Plex as well. It is called The Girl Next Door. It is a Jack Ketchum novel, book turned into a movie. It is by Greg Wilson. There is another movie released in 2007 with the same title, The Girl Next Door. That is not it. It is not a comedy. This is a true life event that was very horrific, and that is what we're talking about today. I'm dead as hell. Yeah. From that concert, hey, standing up. You've never seen this movie? For anybody looking to go see this movie, it is based on true events. I will say that again. It is based on true events. It is based on the story of 16-year-old Sylvia Likens, who passed away in 1965 from torture, abuse, and SA. The visuals in this movie are all about abuse and torture. It is horrifying. So, Mar, I won't recommend this movie. For me, I've had to watch it more than once because we're deep diving it. Well, we're talking about it. We're not really deep diving it. We're discussing it today. However, it was a one-time watch for myself. You did. You see Mrs. Fusa right here. Cats can predict earthquakes. We humans are not 100% sure how they do it. There are several different theories. Interesting. But yes, this movie I'm not going to recommend. It is a great movie. The acting is amazing. The story is so horrifying and upsetting and sad all at the same time. And knowing that this actually happened to a young 16-year-old girl is horrifying. If you think Megan is Missing, which is a movie based that's not real, if you thought Megan is Missing was disturbing and you shouldn't watch that one, do not watch The Girl Next Door, because I didn't find Megan is Missing disturbing at any level. However, The Girl Next Door is on that level, right? So if you thought Megan is Missing is disturbing, you're not going to want to watch this one. Megan is Missing was a late night watch with a friend, and we were both traumatized. Okay, so then at your own risk, Mar, The Girl Next Door. I know a lot of people who thought Megan is Missing was horrific. I've seen movies like that, tons of movies like that. A lot of them are not based in reality, where this one is in reality. Yeah, we did. We watched Megan is Missing is in Discord, yeah. That's what makes movies like this worse. To know the humans will sink to such depraved depths. 100%. Thank you, Naomi. Thank you. Yeah, this movie really tells you how evil humans can be. Because, Ruth, in this movie, she portrays Gertrude, the actual sadistic piece of shit human. She does very well acting, like very well acting. I was very surprised on how well her acting was, because you hated her. You hated the children. I hated the children, but they're children, right? They're young, impressionable boys, right? This is a 70s movie. No, it was released in 2007, but it is based on the true events of 1965. It is set in 1958. Okay, so there are some differences between the book by Jack Ketchum, the movie, and the real life trauma that actually happened. Hello, Zach. How are you? Including their bullying and abuse. Yes, Ruth was poisoning their child minds. Exactly, Deadwalk. Ruth, she was so horrific and bitter and just gross, man. She literally poisoned her own boys and the neighborhood boys' mind. She really gave them a reason to hate women. It was horrible. That's how serial killers are made. Hello, Fiery Smurf. How are you? Boys and girls. Yes. Yeah. There was like 2 girls in the group. However, all of them were boys. For the most part, the majority were boys. And she would put things in their head like girls were only good for one thing. And better watch out for this, because that's all they want is this thing. The only thing that they're good for is the thing between their legs. Like, she is a nasty, manipulative, brainwashing, dirty POS. Yeah. You doing okay? Go meet a friend at the superstore and head back here. Nice, Fiery Smurf. It's a beautiful day. 100% stay tapping, and she's a woman. Just to tell you, she hates other women. Like, she is very vile. Like vile. Yeah, that is how you get serial killers for sure. 100%. 100%. Yeah. No worries, Fiery Smurf. Have fun. Hello, Nanette. How are you? 2007 was your graduation year. God, I feel old. Okay, so let's see. I have my review on this movie and an in closing, as well as our next time, because this, like I said, this isn't a traditional deep dive, as there wasn't really anything to deep dive besides the true crime itself. And I really don't want to speak about the actual events that happened. Just know that Sylvia, the 16-year-old girl, when they did the autopsy, they found 150 different spots on this girl's body where she was hit. Cigarette burns all over her body. They did use some torches, but 150 marks on this poor girl's body. 150. Think about that. 150 marks. What? I feel like women overall are nastier towards each other for some reason. Some are, Speedy. Some are. I call them girls. I don't call them women. Some are, yeah. They can be. But it's who you surround yourself with. And I think Gertrude grew up in a toxic environment herself. I don't really know much on Gertrude. I did not care to learn anything about that bitch besides her going to jail. But maybe she was given a hand that was pretty sour as well. I don't know. You're okay. Awesome, Nanette. I'm glad you're doing good. Makes me think of Junko Furuta. Oh, I'm going to have to look that one up. I don't think I know that one. Victor, I think Ross said the real woman, Gertrude, and her son were sent to prison. Yes, they were held accountable for their actions, and they were sent to prison. All of the kids. But all of the kids were under the age of 17. You had 11-year-olds. 11. You had 15-year-old. The girl was 16. and the amount of torture that her and her sons did, and the neighborhood boy did to her. Like, really fucked up crime in Japan. Is that the one where they put the girl in a barrel? I've read the book. I watched the documentary and the movie. Yeah. Jack Ketchum is a really great author. He's one of my favorite authors. Or is that the one with the boy and the girl? Mar, I've listened to a lot of true crime, and I remember a couple in Japan where it was the girl in the barrel, and then there's another one about a young girl and a young boy. Yeah. Hello, Jeremiah. How are you? How was your first day of work? She was held captive over 40 days and assaulted by a group. Okay, I think I may know that one. How are you doing? How was your first day at work? Guys, if you don't know, Jeremiah just started his job on Saturday. So I hope it went well. First day, always the first day job jitters. You never know of an author by the name of Richard Lehman. No, not off the top of my head. I'm not a big reader. I'm just going to put it to you that way. I'm not a big reader. I will read books that will, I do Audible because reading makes me tired. So I will listen to a book instead of reading it because reading makes me sleepy. My new job went well on Saturday. Nice, Jeremiah. That's great. I love Audible books. So while I can take my walk 100% Speedy, that is what I do. We're going to go off the rails just a little bit here. I listen to Audible and Spotify because I have Spotify Premium. I just paused my Audible because I was laid off of work. But I like Audible because you get a credit every month, and those credits can be used to buy books. And when I take Loki on a walk, that's what I listen to. I listen to my audiobooks, right, as we go for walks. Ra, have you ever watched The Girl in the Basement? The Girl in the Basement sounds familiar. Is it about two boys and a girl? I'm not sure. It sounds familiar. If you can tell me a little bit about it, I might be able to tell you if I actually did see it. Oh, what's another serial killer book you recommend? Need a next one to read. Hold on. Do you like learning about individual serial killers like BTK? Because if you do, there's a good one that I'm listening to in between Jack Ketchum's book. It's called Inside the Mind of BTK. It's by Johnny Dodd and John E. Douglas. John E. Douglas also did The Mindhunter, Inside the FBI, and that other book that I told you to read, Whoever Fights Monsters, is a Robert Kessler and Tom Schatman. This is very similar to that. But Mindhunter, Inside the FBI's Elite Serial Killer Unit, is a good one, and that is Johnny Douglas. The other one is Inside the Mind of BTK by Johnny Dodd and John E. Douglas. That is another one that I'm on. I have one that's in the lineup called American Serial Killers, The Epidemic. I haven't read that one yet. And the same with On the Farm by Robert. It's about Robert Picton, who is Canada's infamous serial killer. Hello, Moon over Miami. How are you? It's based on a father that locks his daughter in the basement. Is it based on a true story? And he gets her pregnant? Because if so, then I've seen it. I've seen it. Okay, so let's see. Yeah. The visuals in this movie, from the home to the visual torture in the basement that you see, it's very realistic. It's truly traumatizing in just the visuals alone. In this movie, a cop does show up. And because Sylvia is the actual girl. But anyways, she goes to this event, this 4th of July event in the movie, okay? And she goes to a cop and she tells the cop about how her sister was being abused by her aunt. And the cop, was like, yeah, okay, whatever. You got to remember, child abuse back then was probably more rampant than anything, and kept secretive. I mean, I'm sure I'm not saying that it's not less today, because I have no idea. I'm just saying that back in the day, they had this mentality that it's not my business. I'm not going to say anything. She went to school. She went to school with bruises on her. She was 16 years old. So you got to remember, this young girl going to school with her young sister. She was still going to school. The teachers had to have seen the bruising, the cigarette burns, and the torture that was put upon this young girl, and did nothing about it. The neighborhood who heard her scream for help in real life did nothing about it. The cop that went to the house in the movie, he went into the house, looked around, talked to Ruth, and was gone because everything was A-okay, you know? He fed the woman to his pigs. Yeah, supposedly. I have a theory on that, Speedy. I have a theory on that. You're good. You're at home getting ready for work later. Well, I hope you have a great day at work, Moon over Miami. Yeah, I was wondering if you had seen it and you knew it was based on a true story. Yes, then I have seen it, Nanette. I actually have seen an actual documentary on that movie. The cop in the movie really half-assed it. Oh, 100%. 100%. If he actually did any sort of investigation, he would have seen Sylvia. But again, the attitude, exactly, Deadwalk, exactly. The attitude of the time is minding your own business. If it's not happening in your household, it's none of your business. And that was the mindset of this era in 1965. Okay, so you got to remember, we are back in the 1960s, before all of the other stuff that was going on. You had people that would mind their own business. If it wasn't in their household, it was none of their business. And that was what they lived by. Teachers did not stir or make waves either. Teachers did not go and say, okay, well, this child is covered in bruises and is not looking well. We're going to go contact CPS. Unlike now. A lot of the times the cops can't do much either, unfortunately. No, 100% they cannot. No, they can't. And yeah, like, the mentality of these people, the neighbors, the children themselves, and it makes you very sick to know that these kids, even though they're kids, you still know that right from wrong, right? You know that right from wrong when you're at least about 5 or 6 years old. You kind of have that, okay, that's, I can't do that. That's not right. You know the differences, especially when you get to 10 years old, 11 years old, 15 years old. You know the rights from wrong. And even though Gertrude, or Ruth in the movie, spat vile and evil stuff to her sons, even the neighborhood boy, we're talking about the movie now, even the neighborhood boy, David, was smart enough to know the difference between right and wrong, but never really told his parents. He never said anything to his parents. And he tried to help her, but then he also got beaten. It's pretty fucked up. It does take a village to raise a child. The village can also fail the child too. 100%, Deadwalk. That's why you can get death threats and can only get a restraining order unless the person does something about it. Yeah. It's pretty sad. Well, there are a lot of people that still will not call the police if they hear something. No, and you're right, Nanette. You're right. There are a lot of people nowadays, people won't even help somebody. They just whip out their cell phone. And that's so scary. Like, there was this lady choking and they decided to pull out their fucking webcam instead of helping her. And today's society is just as bad as I think, if not worse now, because we actually know better. You know what I mean? We have an ad break that's going to be happening here in 43 seconds. That's why you can, yeah, I just read that. I'm about to reread it. But they don't do it nowadays, right? You see a guy on the subway, people are filming it instead of helping a woman. This guy on the subway who obviously has mental health issues was attacking a woman sitting by herself, doing nothing. She was minding her own business. He came on the train and started attacking her and beating her. Nobody did anything. They whipped out their cell phones and videotaped it. Not one person stepped in to help this woman that's being beaten. And that just fucking happens. This is 2025. Like, that is disgusting. I was glad to see the vet in New York City Metro who stopped the attacker and was still charged but didn't get convicted. I'm glad he did not get convicted. You shouldn't be charged if you're literally helping someone in need. If someone is attacking somebody, you should be able to call 911, or if you have to, jump on in to intervene, whether you hurt that person or not, the one that's doing the attacking. You know, consequences for actions. But it's sad to see the same mentality, that 1965 mentality, minding your own business. Now it's just whip out your cell phones and record. Can I go viral? You know, that's what people think now. It's never, what can I do to help this person? I got a question. Is the picture where the light is showing through the window on the Exorcist box, is that even in the movie? It is in the movie when he comes up. He walks up where the light is shining. My friend and I saw a guy getting beat by 4 guys last night as we were leaving. We were screaming at them to fuck off across the street, but there was a group literally standing behind him who didn't do a damn thing. Exactly. And, you know, and helping out is also in context. You have a group of men beating up on another man, a couple of women walking out of a bar or whatever. You honestly, what can you do besides call 911? There's really nothing you can do. But if you are a woman walking out of a bar with your girlfriends and you see another woman doing whatever to another woman, obviously you would be able to step in. So there is context, but there's always a way to help, right? There's always a way to help. There's getting security. There's calling 911. There is getting the descriptions of the attackers, using your cell phone and taking a picture. Instead of just video recording it to go viral, actually taking evidence that can be helped in catching the people at hand. So there are things that people can do in a crisis like that, right? You may not have to jump in and stop and, you know, protect the person that's being beaten. However, you can go and call 911, get security, and take pictures of each of those fucking faces that you see doing the crime. Because that can be beneficial later on, especially if the people doing the crime take off, right? And the guy doesn't know who they are. Well, I think they're worse than them in the 60s because back then you didn't see people whipping out their cameras. No, they didn't have those kind of cameras back then, Annette. 100%. The other issue is that a lot of places protect the attacker as well if you harm them. If a burglar breaks in and is harmed, he can sue you in some states. Oh, here in Canada, we don't have castle law. We don't have castle laws. Welcome back from that ad break. So here in Canada, if someone breaks in and is going to SA your wife or your children, and somehow you fight them back and they get hurt and you call the cops, they can sue you and you will be arrested for protecting your family. We have no castle law here in Canada. There was a guy recently out in the rural area. These guys came in. He was an elderly guy and about 70 years old out in the rural area. They have their shotguns, right? These guys came in, was beating this man. There was a few of these guys. They were beating this man. He somehow miraculously got a hold of his shotgun and shot the one guy. The others took off. The old man was arrested and put in jail because he killed the guy who was attacking him. He had to hire a lawyer, and he had to spend tons of money. So when he went to court, they can finally say, well, okay, yes, you are not guilty. But he had to spend time in jail, hire a lawyer, also pay for everything else that happened. It's pretty disgusting here in Canada. You can't protect yourself. And if you do protect yourself, you get rid of the body and you do not call the cops. I remember seeing something that on a train, and this guy was doing something wrong. A girl takes a picture of it for evidence. The guy says, give me your phone. I'm going to delete it, thinking he has one. Other people took their phones out, going live on Instagram. Yeah, see? You can do something about it. I saw a police commissioner in Canada say, leave the key fobs to your car. Yes, that was the Liberals' answer to the theft of cars. Yeah. They were saying to leave your key fob and your keys in your car with your car unlocked. Yeah, I will never live in a non-stand your ground castle law state. Yeah. Yeah. I like the sheriffs here in Florida who tell us to shoot to kill if anyone breaks into our homes. And I get, every state is different. I don't know much about Florida or Texas. I know Texas has castle laws, which protects the homeowner, which I agree with. Sheriff Grady? Yeah. Here, you just don't call the cops. You handle it on your own. No body, no crime, right? Nobody knows they broke into your house. Now, okay, let's get back to the girl next door. I don't have much more for the girl next door, besides letting you know that the earthworms, those night crawlers that you do see, and the ants, those were real. So in the opening movie that seems so innocent, the boy comes over and he sees this other young boy playing with rocks and asks him, what's he doing? The boy's like, oh, I've got some night crawlers here, and I am looking at the ants, and he drops this night crawler into this earthworm, into this ravish nest of ants who just ravish this worm. That is definitely real. Grady Judd's press conference, our delight. I need to look this up. What do you mean, a press conferences? They have a press conference? But your garden looks fantastic this year. I know, and my tomatoes look delicious. They're nice and red. What the fuck? Someone breaks into your house and you can't defend yourself? You're not allowed to defend yourself here in net. No, we have no castle law. I sent a video of some more chains. I have so many Discords won't let videos be so long. Yeah, unfortunately, if you don't pay for Nitro, you can't send specific length of film video, right? Also clamps down on nice. He does press conferences where he shows the criminal faces. No way. Really? Lullaby of the Crucified, welcome to the crypt. Thank you so much for the follow. You like how my Ouija board spells things out? Okay, hold on. You're telling me in Florida, the sheriff plays on live TV a press conference and showcases criminal faces? It did, Lullaby of the Crucified. Welcome in. Really? I did not know you could do that. That is so fucking crazy. Well, thank you very much. I hope you're doing well. You just joined us for Coffee Chat of Horrors. We are deep diving, or actually discussing, the traumatizing, horrific movie, The Girl Next Door, which is based on true events. If you have missed any part of this live show, you can check it out in VOD and chapters over on my YouTube channel. The Girl Next Door is based on true events of Sylvia Likens, a 16-year-old girl that was tortured and beaten, essayed, and died in 1965. Jack Ketchum is the author of the book The Girl Next Door, which this movie is based off of. Damn, I'm broke on limbs! Exclamation point, morgue. Arrest records are public domain. Oh my God, how can I get a hold of Florida TV? I needs to see this. That's awesome. I think that's great. I think criminals should be plastered all over the goddamn place. But that's because I'm not a criminal, so. All right. Okay, so my review on this movie. This is the only movie that has ever stayed with me. Long after the credits rolled, I cried, my stomach turned, I felt overwhelming sorrow for Sylvia. Even knowing it was based on a true story didn't prepare me for the sheer brutality. This is a one-time watch film, deeply disturbing but powerfully made. The acting was phenomenal. Blanche Baker's portrayal of Gertrude, holy shitballs, phenomenal. I hated her from start to finish, which means she did an excellent job. If a movie can make you feel emotions, they did a great job. If you choose to watch this movie, please be warned. It is not an easy watch, but it is quite important. Silence should never be complicit. Silence. If you hear someone screaming for help, call 911. This girl's life could have been saved if they would have just picked up the phone and called their police. In closing, as the shadows of this late stretch long into our hearts remember, monsters don't always wear masks. Sometimes they live next door. Be the ones who listen, be the ones who help. Next time on Coffee Chat of Horrors, join me and the sinisterly talented Christoph Bathory from Dawn of Ashes as we brew up some dark discussions and dive deep into the abyss. That's happening 11 a.m. next Sunday, so don't be late, or the spirits may drag you into the void. Until next time, my creepies, stay spooky, sleep safely, and be aware of the horrors lurking in plain sight. And that is our Coffee Chat of Horrors. You're going to give it a watch. Hi, Aaron. How are you? If you give this movie a watch, just I forewarned you. This is a crazy movie. His best moments, wrong link. I'm going to have to watch these. I think that is awesome. He had a press conference saying the family who shot a robber don't hide. We encourage you to shoot intruders and have classes to teach you to shoot better for free. Oh my God. Why? How come we're not cloning this mofo? How come? You're having a great day. That's awesome, Aaron. I'm pretty fabulous. I cannot complain. We just got done speaking about the movie The Girl Next Door. It was a different kind of Coffee Chat of Horrors. It wasn't really a deep dive. It was more a discussion about the movie and the real life events of Sylvia Likens. Yes. Yeah. So next Sunday, I am going to be speaking with Christoph Bathory, who is from the industrial goth band. So I'm excited to do that as well. Dawn of Ashes. I don't know if anyone's heard of Dawn of Ashes, but I will be sitting down with Christoph next Sunday at 12. Sorry, I said 11 a.m. Mountain Time. Next Sunday is at 12 p.m. Mountain Time. Christoph now lives in Denmark, so there's hour change with us. So he is like 7 hours ahead of me. So we're going to be doing it at 12 p.m. Mountain Time. We're going for about an hour. We're going to talk about the new album, the new single. Unfortunately, we won't be able to showcase that single because it's still on hush hush, but we're going to be able to talk about the album, talk about his music, his horror music, how it started, the whole kit and caboodle. We've actually had Christoph Bathory on the show a couple of times, and where he has gave us an exclusive sneak peek to the album that he is working on. Grady Judd is a national treasure. Yeah, we need to clone this guy. At one point, when Dawn of Ashes had a new video out, Ra debuted it on stream. I did. They had a new video, a new album. I had exclusive sit down with them, and we're going to have another exclusive sit down with Christoph Bathory, and we're going to discuss the new single that's going to be dropping. So I'm pretty excited. Oh, yeah, TJ says hello. Hi, TJ. I watched this movie. I should have said that it was a one-time watch. I do not want to see this movie again. It just made me sick to my stomach. It does, Nanette. This movie is definitely, it's a one-time watch film. If you want to put yourself through it. Yeah. Nim Vin is a great music fellow, and he is from Canada. Nice, Aaron. Nice. I can't remember what Ross spoke to him about last time, but I do remember him being on Raw's stream. Well, he's been on my stream a few times. We've actually played Dead by Daylight together. We have done a stream where we have played Dead by Daylight together. We had a stream where I actually got to play his music video. I had an exclusive right to his interview and music video. We wouldn't last 5 minutes in Canada without offending y'all's entire government. Oh, my Lord, you would be imprisoned. We have some laws here that shouldn't be laws. Put it to you that way. That might be before my time. Gosh, I don't remember. I honestly don't remember Darkbreaker. It's been a while, for sure. I don't, maybe a year, maybe 2 years? Maybe 2 or 3 years ago? A year or so ago. Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. Yeah. Yeah. Christoph is a great guy. Okay. I bought these as my reward for going to the gym. Yes, it's a big old bag of fucking Reese's Minis. It is a big old bag of Reese's Minis. I bought them just so I can have, and I can give myself an reward for going to the gym. Nice. Don, 1 year, 22 days, 23 hours, and 14 minutes. Speedy Misha has been following me for 3 years, 8 months, 22 days, 22 hours, and 12 minutes. Lament has been following me for 3 years, 11 months, 19 days, 2 hours, and 52 minutes. April 18th is coming up. Our friendship anniversary is coming up, Pixie. Deadwalk has been following me for 3 years, 7 months, 28 days, and 5 minutes ago on the 9th of August. Ooh, ours is coming up as well. Can I ask you something not about the video, Rock? Go for it, Nanette. Go for it. Nadra, good day. Thank you so very much for your 58-month resub. How are you, Nadra? Hello, Diella. How are you? Diella followed 8 months, 28 days, 16 hours, and 37 minutes ago on July 8th. 822 hours, Speedy. GG's on that watch time. G-friggin' G's. Yeah, Nanette, you can ask anything. Ask away. How are you doing, Diella? Oh, wait, Mars follow age 6 years, 6 months, 28 days, and 26 minutes ago on September 9th, 2018. My goodness gracious. 2018. Nadra is followed for 4 years, 9 months, 18 days, 11 hours, and 59 minutes on June 19th. Do you have merch store? Would like a t-shirt? I do. And, I wonder if that's the command for it. I don't know, but if you do... Oh, I wanted to ask you guys. Okay, don't ignore that last one. That TeePublic store is not my regular store. The merch rocks. Thank you very, very much, Nadra. Theghoulshop.com is where you can find all of my stuff if you are looking for any merch. And I wanted to ask you guys about that as well. I wanted to ask you, would you guys like a Coffee Chat of Horrors shirt? I have traveled down to my partner's place and I am watching you on a very large screen. Oh, nice. Right on, Diella. Damn, so much has changed. Yeah, a lot has changed, right? It's from like 2018, man. Let's see. We have Darkbreakers follow age 3 years, 6 months, 30 days, 3 hours, and 31 minutes long ago, September 7th, 2021. What am I saying? 19. The merch rocks. I appreciate that, Nadra. We've got some new merch. That would be cool. I love the colors of the title. I was thinking of doing some Coffee Chat of Horrors merch, like a t-shirt, because I don't have one really. I have mugs. Like I have coffee. My mug broke. It fell. I broke the fucking handle. I have a lot of mugs for Coffee Chat of Horrors, but this is that's me being a Frankenraw. And then of course we have the Coffee Chat of Horrors there. So I have mugs, but I don't have a t-shirt. Would love a CCOH shirt, mug, keyring. Sweet. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah, we have all different kinds of, I have different kinds of stuff, but again, nothing Coffee Chat of Horrors worth. So I think I might work on a design for CCOH and just may have to contact an artist on that one. I would wear the shirt. Well, thank you, Aaron. Thank you very much. I will let you guys know in the future what happens. I would have to get in touch with an artist because the artist that I was using, I haven't seen them in years. Like, I don't even think they're around anymore. I looked for them, but I don't see them around anymore. So I don't know if they decided to stop doing their artwork or what. But I had the classic monsters made of me. So this is Raw Frankenstein. There is a raw werewolf. There is a raw creature from the Black Lagoon, and there is a raw Dracula as well. I need that mug. I still have the other two, like the old zombie one and a horror coffee one. Nice. Yes, I run on horror coffee and horror movies. The CCOH disclaimer would be easy. Yeah, I actually can do that one, I think, myself. I have to recreate it because that is a smaller image. I would have to recreate it in a large and a bigger size, and I can make that CCOH. If you guys are not sure of the disclaimer, it's the disclaimer that gets played. I'll show you the disclaimer. You should hold a contest where everyone sends in a special email to design your new merch. Hi, Justin. Hey, Reaper. How are you? I would love Coffee Shop of Horrors t-shirt. Well, I thank you very much, Nanette. I don't know how many artists I have here inside the Horde, but yeah, without an artist, yeah, I can definitely do that. So this is, hold on, let me show you my disclaimer. Give me a second. Obviously, it has a VHS filter on it, but that is the Coffee Chat of Horrors disclaimer that I post with every CCOH deep dive that I do. And I made this one, oh God, many years back, but I never made it big enough for a actual t-shirt or a hoodie. But yeah, I can do that. I can do that myself because I made that one, right? I made that one, but that one in reality, that one would be like this fucking big on a t-shirt or a hoodie. So I would have to create it much bigger. Hello, Custos, and thank you so much for your 5-stream streak. I greatly appreciate it. How are you? Oh, it's 12:23 and we're going to be on time. Next Sunday, 12 p.m. Mountain Time. Okay, guys? 12 p.m. Mountain Time. And we're going to be sitting down with Christoph Bathory from Dawn of Ashes. Industrial music, goth music, actually. I came a little late as always, but I managed. It's all good. I'm glad that you're here. If you do want to catch what we spoke about, you can catch the VOD on my YouTube channel. I will have it in chapters after the live stream, so you can bypass all of the chit chat. We did discuss the movie The Girl Next Door. I am not going to recommend this movie as it is really a one-time watch for me. It's that disturbing. It's based on true events. However, in 30 minutes from now, Darkbreaker will be in the Discord showcasing some movies if anyone is interested. I got to make that a command, Darkbreaker, your movie day and night, your movie night. Just so then we can just pop it in and then we can say with the times, allocating the times. So like 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. GMT kind of deal. So if anyone wants to join, they'd be able to join. Yeah, no problem. No problem. And my credits are working. Well, my credits were working before I started the stream. I cannot tell you if they're working while we're streaming. We've been having issues with Twitch. Twitch updated their API, so my bot, I don't think my bot has been updated to Twitch's API, the newest API, and things have been a lot slow. Like something would happen in stream, like in the chat, and then it would be like a minute later, it would actually do something. So I don't know if we'll have credits today. Every day is unknown. Every day is unknown. Monday, we are going to be doing Days Gone again. My Twitch audio was busted as hell the other day. It was weird. There's a lot of strange shit that happens on Twitch. I will be watching, whether on my computer here, my desktop, or I'll be upstairs watching, and there's be some crazy shit going on. And then half the time I'm like, is that me? Or is that Twitch? Because we all know Twitch's ingests can get flooded, inundated, right? And then they throttle. and then the stream will become a network issue, but it's usually because of their ingest or because of an update that they did. How much more of Days Gone? Well, we've got quite a bit. We have a bit, but then on April 25th, so we have Days Gone, and then on April 25th, which is a Friday, so that Tuesday, the 28th of April, we'll be checking out the new content. Mixer would never. I miss Mixer so much. But we still have a little bit to go in Days Gone, probably to help finish us out for April, believe it or not. And I am going to switch up some of my content. So you guys are going to see some more Diablo, some Destiny 2. You're still going to see Phasmo. You're still going to see Demonologist. I just feel like switching things up a wee bit. Yeah, I just feel like, you know, throwing in some spicy here and there, and, you know. Yeah, I've got this itch again. It happens with Destiny so much that I have been playing it, and when you think you're done with Destiny, it just brings you right back in. It grabs you by the friggin' testicles. Well, I don't have testicles. Grabs you by the vagina and brings you right back in. But it does. It grabs me right back. Yeah, we can do Ghost Exorcism, Malum. And, well, Malum is not being updated, so I don't know how well Malum is going to work. However, Devour is going to have an update towards Easter, which then I'm going to showcase that one. Ghost Exorcism, sure, if I have people to play with. Destiny has so much DLC I haven't touched. Oh my god, I can't even afford the latest expansion. Oh my god. Yeah, the Devil May Cry games are also on sale. Nice, Aaron, on PSN. Is Destiny secretly Donald? No, Destiny 2. So the final shape. Okay, here's my fucking rant. The final shape, Mar, was out last year, 2024. And has been out now for a little bit. I went on to see if the expansion, just an expansion, has gone down in price. It's still like $80. If you want the battle pass, $131. This is Canadian money, so don't go crazy. It's not American money. This is Canadian money. So I couldn't believe that it's still that high. Like, what? Let's see when it actually released. I know it released in 2024. When did it release? It released June 4th of 2024, Mar. June 4th, 2024. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it was American dollars. Yeah, I don't know. American money is worth more than ours, so I'm not really sure what it is. I think $131 Canadian would probably be like 60 American, something like that. I'm not too sure. Here, let's see. 131 CAD to US. Okay, no, I'm wrong. It would be $90, right? $90 American would be $131 Canadian. Dude, the cost of the new Switch game. Oh my god, the new Switch games are definitely obscene. 100%. Like, what the fuck? I mean, I understand making money. I get that. However, back in the day, we used to pay $70, $80 for a video game, but it was complete. There was no expansions. There was no DLCs. There was nothing like that. You bought a complete game from start to finish. I know people were complaining about that and saying, well, you've paid like, you know, $80 for a game back in the 90s. Yeah, but it was fucking complete. It was complete. There was no glitching and shit like that. It was a complete fucking game. You got a complete game. You don't get a complete game anymore. You don't. It's like impossible now to complete a game. It is 100%, Mar. Back in the day, you were able to complete how many games, right? And that was it. You were done with that game. But anyways, it is that time for our credits. My favorite vampire streamer. Hey, what's up, Ink B? How are you? The hard copy of the game is also a code. It's not even a physical copy. You still have to download it. Yeah, that is some shit right there. But, and you owned the game. They couldn't shut it down or take the servers away. 100%, Pixie, 100%. All right, guys, thank you so much. We'll see if we have credits today. Oh, shit, yeah, our credits are rolling. Thank you so much for being a part of Coffee Chat of Horrors. Thank you for being a part of this community and making such an awesome place to come and hang out. The price of consoles, I can understand, but the game itself, I agree. I go on lunch late and they made me miss CCOH. Douche canoes. I'm sorry, Reegs, but the VOD will be up on YouTube. They are trying to go 100% digital. Yeah, poof, your games are gone. Remember, physical media, physical media. But our credits are here, so I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for coming here to see and hang out with me on Coffee Chat of Horrors. I am greatly appreciative of your time, your chit-chat, and your lurking. I understand lurking is a thing, and I love my lurkers. I don't want to bother you in your shadows. Who knows what kind of spells and created reanimated things you are creating in your dark time. But thank you for being here. Next time that I'm live will be tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. We're diving into 20% Speedy. What? We're diving into Days Gone. We're hopefully going to finish the Days Gone saga by the end of April. As of April 25th, the new DLC content comes out, and I am super excited for that. It's all good, Inkbee. It's all good. The VOD will be up if you want to check it out. It'll be up on my YouTube channel, and they are digital, so no resale value. Exactly, no trade-ins, right? You buy everything digital. There's no trade-in. That's way better, Speedy. Yeah, Lament did get 2% earlier. But I love your guts, guys. Have an amazing weekend. Enjoy the day. Enjoy the sun. I will see you all Monday morning. I will slash yous all later. Bye.